it goes against the door. Hey, thank you guys for the card. Where's Louise? Thank you guys for that card. I appreciate it. Okay. Welcome to the, this is 20. Monday, yeah. And welcome everyone to our first council meeting. I'd like to thank the vice chair for leading the meeting last time. I understand we were out 30 minutes. I promise it will be only more than 2 hours tonight. I'll teach you. I'll teach you the Okay, so in any event, we're glad you're here, and if everyone would like to have a prayer and a salute to our flag. May God bless you with wisdom in each decision, strength in each responsibility, success in each endeavor, joy in each commitment, peace in each relationship, and love in everything. We pray this in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Follow the agenda. Okay.
Very nice, yeah.
Is that
We can hear you, she's right.
Okay. We're going to have community comments. I have 3 folks that have signed up. This is each person gets 3 minutes to present items, issues, concerns, compliments, or feedback to the council on anything that concerns the village. So I'm going to ask Abigail to come up.
Hello, everyone. I've got your village library updates for you. So just a heads up, we do have different hours this week. We close early on Wednesday, we close at 6 p.m. and then close Thursday, Friday, normal hours for Zoom on Saturday. Coming up on December 16th from 10:30 to 12, we have our holiday event for kiddos. It'll be themed with Willy Wonka. So you can come for crafts and activities. Let's see, next Thursday at 8 a.m., Village Library is hosting the Northwest OPC Chamber event. I see some heads down. Yes, so we'll be the host that morning, so you're welcome to attend. And then, very exciting stuff. We are, for the first time ever, we're going to open up one of our meeting rooms on December 4th from 12:30 to 2:30. It's kind of finals week for colleges and schools. So we're going to open up our meeting rooms as spaces for people to come and do study groups. Yeah, study rooms are a big hit at the library, so we're going to open up a large space for everyone free of charge. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Okay, I notice we have two folks here from the village, so we'll start with ladies first.
I'm Corey Nelson Grant, and I reside at 10241 Hidden Village Drive. The drive itself joins Hefner, we need traffic control. That's a very dangerous situation. Waiting to exit your neighborhood or trying to get into it. We need some kind of control, a sign, not only on our side, but actually on Hefner to slow that traffic down. So, that we can exit safely. There's a sign that is currently right now, roadwork, sign that sits to the right as I'm exiting. It obscures traffic that is headed west on Hefner. That needs to be moved. Also, the second item is that we need another exit from the crossings. It is unsafe. We have oil storage, containers, and facilities, and pumps at either end, coming and going. There's no way out. If there was a natural disaster or an event or man-made, we could not exit this neighborhood. And if we had one that went into the central part of the village, it would be much better. And it would foster good relations with the rest of the neighborhood. Right now, I don't feel like I'm a member or part of the village. We've been set aside and ostracized kind of because you've been boxed in. We need that exit, that egress. We need to get out if there's something wrong. Because many times on Hefner, the traffic is so thick, they're just sitting there. Whereas we could go and take another direction and probably go out 10 through the village, and we could have another exit. So I would like you to consider these things. And also, we have a speeding law in our area, especially going down Hidden Village. We need more speed bumps throughout the neighborhood. Not only residents coming in or visitors, but also delivery trucks. I'm home all day, I'm retired, and if a child had happened to be out front of all Winter Street, we would be burying that child. Because no one respects that we live in a neighborhood, speed limit is 25. Something needs to be done. So I'm asking that, as a whole, that the village makes investments with all of its residents. Sure, air of inclusion rather than exclusion. And I think that we'll have a better neighborhood, we'll have a better town period. Thank you.
A couple of questions. So I've been over there quite a bit. So you've got that area where they basically kind of put the gate back by your facilities, because I'd have to drive my scooter up there and go over and grab. I mean, where it'd be fairly easy to be connected, but that's like a project that would have to go in on a budget for a year. So do you have any ideas on any temporary stuff that would make that? Because I thought the same thing was only one way out of here. And I wholeheartedly agree. And if you do some version of a light, what do you have in mind? Because you're going to have the YMCA coming up there, and I think.
We need at least a three-way light at the junction between Hefner and Hidden Village. Because I lived there for almost 3 years. And try to exit the neighborhood like it is right now, I just can't go through it. And I can see that sooner or later someone's going to have a serious accident trying to get out of there. So I think a three-way light would work out, going east and west, and us heading north, or coming south, as we're trying to enter or leave. I think the flow would be much better, and I think that the odds of an accident occurring are going to go down. Now, the exit that you were talking about at the other end of the neighborhood was the way I thought we could get coming and going. And other than that, it would be going to the park, and that's a no-no, because some homes, there are homes sitting back there. But that is the most viable option that we have. But we need to really give it some thought, because we read all the time about explosions or accident, lightning hitting, and you think about Texas, neighborhoods have been evacuated. But which way do we go? So I have to look out for my health and looking out for the health and welfare of my neighbors and for all of us. So let's be vigilant and thinking about it, and making a viable plan for us to be safe in our homes.
Can I ask one more thing?
Yes.
If you can, if you just take a couple of pictures and send them, I'll give you my records. And send them to me, where do you think the speed, they're called pads now, what are they called?
Actually, I have to give a team, at our last meeting, not only on my main street, I have problems, but throughout the neighborhood. It seems that when the speeders come in, they are barely missing other cars that are located on the streets. So it's kind of like a joyride, kind of situation. But I'll get those from Gene, and we'll pass them on to you. But we really truly need to do a study, traffic study up front. But I think you'll find out that it's viable, the freeway light at that junction. And we seriously need another. And those are
I'm not arguing with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's Lion City? Or it's not far around the already.
They started the capital fundraising campaign. I mean, what, a year now.
So they haven't really, we've seen the design, or street design.
Every meeting we go to, you can see the same stuff, which looks.
They really, they will come before you on their schedule when they're ready, but they want to get more progress on their fundraising.
We're gonna have 8 million out of 40.
I don't know, I'm not sure. We invited them to come talk, and they said they want to hit some of their gate marks before they come. But,
I think we want to look at the overall picture of it, that's gonna be right, going to be right together.
yeah, I think really go back and pull how that development came before planning and zoning, what those issues were addressed. Have a visit with the HOA chair, probably week after next, and the rest of the things came up.
Check.
My name is Shay Beasley. I live at 10321 Hidden Village Drive, the very first house on the right moving into the neighborhood. I will start my statement with a story. When I was a young adult, I worked in an engineering firm. It was not uncommon for engineers to be annoyed by architects. But one day, the head engineer was grumbling about a ridiculous building design for an office supply store. The problem was that there was only one entrance, no back entrance, no other means of egress. Why do you think that's a bad idea, he asked me. I shrugged, not sure. So then he asked me, what if there's a fire? Anyone in the building is trapped. And yes, what you're about to hear is what Laura more or less, explained as well, but I think it bears repeating. I live in the Crossings Village neighborhood where we have only one entrance and exit. We have options for other entrances, including the unjoined pieces of Lanesboro and the gated off 104th Street. I have been told by my HOA board and other village citizens that the neighbors complained so much about our subdivision that these throughways were never completed. This disgusts me and distresses me. When I moved to the village in 2020, I had been told that it was a very welcoming place. I am skeptical that's the case if adjoining neighborhoods are so incensed by a new subdivision that their demands are capitulated to. I think the example is shared with you about the engineer. If there's a fire at the front of the subdivision where my house is, which is not unlikely because that property is adjacent to an oil well, our neighborhood is trapped with nowhere to evacuate. Maybe on foot, sure, but that's not an effective method of evacuation. Opponents to multiple entrances claim that the single entrance is safer because it means less through traffic, less likelihood for criminals to wander onto our streets. I challenge that thinking because unsavory people can find their way into our neighborhood through streets or not, and I would rather that than the village police department. I am not alone in our frustration. At our HOA annual meeting last week, I was told by a neighbor that when a fire truck had come to someone's house, the truck ended up blocking one of the streets entirely so that no one could get out. I have lived here for almost 4 years, and I am sorry I have not come to speak to you about this before, councilors. But I am requesting that as you continue your efforts to improve the city of the village, that you consider crossings in the village and don't leave us behind. Provide us with multiple means of egress should the worst ever happen. Lead by example and show our surrounding neighborhoods that we matter to. Thank you.
Like that, same stuff that I would say to her, and get specific places for the, and anybody, it's just a matter of finance at this point.
I understand that. I mean, it's not like also prioritizing that financing. But my first,
Budgets are done by the year.
yes,
I get what you're saying, but that's not fair.
I work in higher education, I completely understand. My first thought was that gate off of 104th Street. If you take out that gate, is that's an extra means of egress. I mean, to me, when I first drove around the neighborhood and saw that, I was like, oh, what's that? Why would you gate off a perfectly good street? So that to me would be the short-term solution. The long-term solution would be to budget for connecting the unjoined parts of Lane Road.
Okay. Now, I think what we will do here is not only to look at the YMC, but we'll ask the traffic commission to look at it. Today, is that correct? But to look at it and then I'm really like.
Trying to review some of the developments that's not platted and private properties over there.
Okay.
It was developed as a single entrance, why there were not more, we don't.
I can tell you why there's not more, but I'm not going to figure it out.
Well, that's what we're gonna get back to, and like I said, I'll be coming up with Gene, I probably have to make some requests they have in the HOA.
We probably
change the bill.
It's not actual.
We probably have one of the biggest, discussions when that area was developed over there. Because of no other reason. So we've been through this, so we'll have to revisit it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle. No, that's it. There is nobody else, right? I don't have to read.
Before you start, can I ask a question?
You bet.
Okay. Y'all have the bill for the, gratitude lunch for who we want to recognize. Did I not give you one, sir? I mean, sorry about that.
He's got a stack of.
Yes.
Okay, you got the paper ready. Okay. Just want to make sure y'all, hopefully you'll recognize somebody from that list. And the third page shows the ones based on the number of people, nominated. And the next thing is the best decorated Christmas, decoration of the house. And we talked about last time with, I can put it on Facebook and ask people to submit addresses if they want people to come by. I can take pictures and send them to you today if you'd like me to, so y'all can vote on it next time. And that way, because I know the next meeting is the first Monday of December, and then if you decide who you want, then they come to the last meeting before Christmas if you want to recognize them. If that's what you want to do.
I don't know if anybody showed up last time, because like the kid I gave the plaque to, that was our work there, was kind of surprised. But I was the one that took a picture of his house at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, I believe last time, Winter was kind of in charge of this deal, and we all did our own boards and took photos, and not only just threw them on the 2 different Facebook sites, but, and then figured out which one that you were gonna have compete against the other 4. And then the winners were chosen for that. I don't know how we chose the winners. Let me talk to Winter and see how we did it, and then let's just get rolling on it. If anybody wants to take pictures of any lights that are up, let's just get them out there and get it started. Because I've got a bunch on our block that are already up.
Sure, good point.
Yeah.
Start that. Certain times.
Right.
Thank you.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine, just gotta work on it.
Okay. Approval of consent agenda. Council members, asking you right now, we have some items you would like to consider or discuss for the next meeting. No. And I guess we can roll call this. Roll call. Our first call, I'll make a motion to approve. Okay, you second.
Second.
Melanie?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Bubba?
Yeah. Wait, if there's only 3 of us. let's get into our consideration of resolutions. We will look at 6/2023E to approve amendment to the solid waste contract, waste connections, amending the holiday collection schedule. Okay?
Thank you, sir. This is sort of what we did last month on the sanitation collection. However, the recycling is a separate contract that I misordered the agenda last month, or last meeting, so we did not take action on it. Waste connections observed 4 holidays a year: Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, 4th of July, and they run routes on 4th of July. So what they're proposing is push back the collection by a day and pick up the day after. Just push collection back and have a catch-up day on Saturday, on one of those days.
Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Melanie.
Motion
Motion.
by Sean, second by Melody. Melody,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to, consideration of administrative order, condemning and ordering the removal of a urban residential building located at 2129 Churchill Way. Due to continued neglect of necessary repairs, which render the building unfit for human occupancy. We stood there, was it a year ago? We had this come forward, and we had a gentleman or two that stepped in and said, yeah, we're going to take care of all this. The same day that I was saying, yeah, but I looked over everything, and it was awful, and so I said, look, you can do it, this is great. There's been no movement.
And we had no progress, 0.
So
Letters came back, returned, Ken just done the mail process again. However, in the meeting, with that September 22nd meeting, you allowed them time to take a picture without putting a deadline on it. So we're bringing it back to you to say, yes, the deadline is over,
Yeah.
progress has been made. Our intent is to get demolition bids in now.
we've been over backwards for these folks. And I feel sorry for the neighborhood that look for it.
I think at one point there was a sale pending, and I think the buyer backed out on it once they saw how contested.
That's good.
It has been over a year since it's been before you and you get the time extension.
So the motion is to,
Approve the administrative order. Okay, so authorize the candidate to have the knowledge.
I make a motion to approve the administrative order.
Motion by Sean, second by Melody, I'll call the roll. Melody,
Yeah.
Sean,
Yeah.
Bubba. Motion passes.
Let's get into our ordinances now. Ordinance number 770, amending chapter 13, section 13.7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of the Village pertaining to the privileges that may be exercised by drivers of authorized emergency vehicles when responding to an emergency call, when in pursuit of an actual suspected violator of the law of ordinances, or when responding to but not returning from a fire alarm, providing for repealer, providing for severability, and declaring an emergency. Dave?
Yeah.
I'm effectively funding for Mount Love, even though he's not here. Mount Love is our city prosecutor, for those of you who don't know. So he has 2 legal counsel. I'm the city attorney, who handles the civil side of things, and then Mount Love is the city prosecutor, the criminal side. And a couple of recent cases that he's had to deal with, 4, I believe. He highlighted some areas of city code that need updating because there's been multiple state legislation passed since our code was last updated. So I guess the first of these is all right, but you may have to discuss all 3.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So ordinance 770, which is, item 7 on the agenda, deals with, updating the provision for, basically providing the privileges for authorized drivers and emergency vehicles actively responding to calls. Basically to be able to avoid or not have to call and disregard certain traffic laws. So there have been, legislation in 1998, 2002, 2004 that have been adopted, since our code was last updated. And, each of those provisions has, basically, each one was relatively minor, but we take it as a whole, kind of opens up a whole, ball of issues potentially about, up until 1998, these cars had to be red lights, not red or blue. Might be red, blue, or red and blue, or some kind of combination for those. And these are all technicalities that people could potentially use to get out of stations. So something that now is pushing for these.
Scott, because all you.
That brings someone will find the thing again. So basically, ordinance 770 allows the driver and authorized emergency vehicle, to properly and lawfully make use of, signal or flashing red lights, or a combination of flashing red lights and, auto signal siren, basically to, continue to, not have to follow the road necessarily, but,
Okay. Any questions on this particular ordinance?
Are we making a motion on all three or?
Several items. This is only dealing with.
I'll make a motion to accept the order.
A second.
Bubba, second by Melanie, I call the roll, Melanie,
Yay.
Sean,
Yeah.
Bubba.
Okay.
And, we'll be a separate vote.
Emergency vote, I make a motion to accept the emergency.
Second.
Second by Sean, Melanie,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Emergency passes.
Okay, and ready for consideration of ordinance 771, amending chapter 13, section 13:130 of the code of ordinances of the city of the village pertaining to the legal duty to yield to emergency vehicles, provide for repealer, providing for severability, and declaring an emergency. Okay.
Sure. Again, this is kind of related to the previous, ordinance, and that, we're making sure to add the reference to red and or blue flashing lights, so not just red lights. And then, making sure that, like when people have the duty to yield to officers who are responding to a call, there's not that technicality, they're not only using them lights, they still have to be able to. So it's something kind of, note, it says, providing authorization for those drivers to disregard the drivers. So meaning, we follow, or have, driver coming up on the minute or two.
Okay, any questions? Okay, motion.
Motion to, accept.
Okay, second.
Motion by Melanie, second by Sean, I call the roll, Melanie,
Yay.
Sean.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Okay.
Emergency clause.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Bubba.
We do roll.
Okay, Melanie,
Yay.
Sean.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Yeah. Was that the resolution?
That's what I'm saying, the ordinances don't show the changes, they show code sections. The changes are reflected on.
Okay.
And so you had that, Jake, the second part of the emergency clause, or the emergency.
Yes, the emergency clause is the ordinance. I know about the emergency clause, emergency vehicles. or
Oh, yes.
emergency lights.
Yes. I got that.
One more. Consideration of ordinance 772, amending chapter 13, section 13-8, code of ordinances of the city of the village pertaining to reckless and careless driving, and the duty to devote full time and attention to driving, providing for repealer, providing for severability, and declaring an emergency.
This section is not as strongly related to the previous two. It was actually suggested by, the police department staff, because there's been some issues about, our provisions that previously talked about careless driving, not meeting state statutes defined as reckless driving. So when the city prosecutor went to look up the underlying statutes, he found that there were two separate state provisions, dealing with two separate offenses, and so what this basically does is, provide the right definition with the right offense, and add in one that we previously did not have. I did not find the legislative history about how this change came about. The key to this estimation was that at one point, what we currently have is careless driving, worst time, driving, at some point, the legislature changed the definition and had to do that.
And we have to categorize as careless / reckless driving in our city code. Careless driving is if you're driving 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour zone, you spill your coke and you swerve left and center, that's careless driving. Reckless driving is 95 and 25 miles. So reckless driving has a stiffer penalty, but it also allows the police officers to use their discretion on whether this was careless driving and have to be fined $50 versus reckless driving. They can be submitted to that.
And then the revision to paragraph C, which requires operators to involve in full-time intentional driving. So there is a state statute that addresses this, and our current language mirrors that. What Matt suggested is adding the underlying language in the handout, so there's a full sentence, so no law enforcement officer shall issue a citation in this section. Because that's the legal standard developed in case law, by which officers can actually cite people for that offense. So, it's not really a statutory update, but it's just further defining that, so it's the intent of the state law, and officers issues to provide that for. And then for our current paragraph C, which, now suggests removing, basically unlawful operate vehicle, while texting on the phone. It's actually a redundant provision in the city code and it's addressed in section 13-217.
So it's already in there. I thought, well, now in text. Now, that's not true. Okay, any other discussions? Okay.
Have a look up severability.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a motion.
Motion to accept, ordinance, change the ordinance 772 as written.
Perfect. Second. Okay.
Melanie, second by Sean, roll Melanie.
Yay.
Sean.
Aye.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Emergency.
Emergency.
The emergency,
Yes.
how should I say that?
Say I move to accept the
I move to accept the emergency clause.
Second. I third.
Yay.
Melanie.
Yay.
Sean.
Aye.
Motion Bubba. Motion passed.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to discussion regarding, regular council meetings, calendar year 2024. Dave, please take over.
Okay. I've had this discussion with Beverly individually with the county staff. We've had meetings on the first and third Monday, going back, I think, 1964, with one back in the digital archive. Looking back in recent years, we simply do not have enough of an agenda to fulfill those, and then we have canceled meetings, and we can't remember if it's the first Monday, or the third Monday, or the second Monday. Same for staff as it is for you guys too. We're just looking at what we have to balance and what we operate. I would like to propose that we try to go to 1 month a week. And if we come back next year with a lot of special meetings, maybe we have to go back to 5 monthly meetings. But I think the capacity that we have and for the community and the members who want to participate and join, it's easier for them to schedule and easier to schedule. We suggest looking at the second Monday of the month, because the first we always don't have financials, we never have financials available. It's time to get prepared and looking at the 2024 calendar year in October, I believe it's Columbus Day, November is Veterans holidays, and the holiday on the first day of the month, and we can either roll that to following Tuesday, or we can desire to push out the next Monday. There would be significant impact with holidays on it.
I like that as well.
I might have 5 days, 5 days.
Well, you still get paid the same, but then you guys don't do that, they put a bonus in the contract.
Okay, so the motion is.
No, we're doing this just for discussion, we have to file the annual meeting, so we're going to resolution next month. So before I just run this out, you can be able to be more here, just one reason. You need to vote. So we will bring something for your feedback. The charter does provide with the first Monday in May following the election is at 7:30 to swear in new members. And really, we probably would not propose doing business with that, just kind of having an opportunity for the community to welcome new members coming on and thank those that are stepping on.
So that'd be kind of a special meeting.
We would probably go to county because we're required to have it, but our actual business meeting would be the second Monday.
That's usually been a special meeting anyway, because by charter, it's all home, come on, so.
Any questions? Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's go to our reports, correspondence, and I'll turn it over to them.
Okay, first off, we're going to do finance report.
How are our finances?
Well, we have, revenues are exceeding our expenditures, this is through the month of October.
Gee, that's good.
That is a good sign. Changes in fund balance has been, 847,000, that has been directly related to the progress of the Civic Plaza and wrapping up final payments on the street project. So we are sitting comfortable. Then over to the sales tax report. This is all taxes, sales, and excise. We're currently 9.96% ahead of year-to-date last year. The blue line on the bottom is this year. The purple orange line is last year.
What do you think the jump in October is about?
A lot of this is on reporting. You certain vendors are required to report ahead, and then, well, I mean, that's why we're looking at this over time, not just on a month.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge jump.
It is, but the month before is a little bit down, so we can turn that out, and then November is looking a little bit lower, so that stays on the steady line over time. And, compared for all taxes, year to date for the months, was still at 9.96 ahead of last year, and looking at all taxes through all categories, through October, we're up 3.1 million for 4 months of the year, so we're projecting that to be ahead of last year. And we have we've got the tax commission had a little bit of a glitch, that just got us today, it's sales tax collections only, with 2.266, for July through October on sales tax.
And what was the glitch again?
I'm sorry.
You said OTC had a
The
glitch?
tax commission had some glitch in their reporting, they couldn't get it data in the form they came up, so I think we missed that slide. Last month for the tax commission, they got it fixed and something.
We're supposed to have it done up 10, but they didn't.
And it's 20 of it.
The proposal looked this time, I know what we captured in capital revenue.
Say that again.
Can I, does this show what we captured for our capital improvement revenue? No, that's a separate part of it.
Be the 118.
We always collect, what is it, 4% or half percent?
Capital improvement sales tax.
Okay. It's not listed separately, but
We have the capital surplus, we can only spend it on capital expenses.
Right, it is received as general sales tax, that's 118 to 119.
Just next time.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay. Well, there's gonna be a fund set up for it, I mean, you know.
For capital, there is.
Yeah, just next time, just give us a report.
Okay, it's in the budget summary.
Okay.
But this one right here, I can figure it out. I read the
Let me go back to it.
I put on my glasses and read, I can find it.
Go to the first, it'd be towards the beginning. There, your capital, there's your, yeah, capital improvements there. So that's what we've done for the year, since July 1st.
Yeah.
That's
Three, 305, 450.
For the year, okay,
Mhm.
well, that's good,
For the fiscal year, yeah.
that's real good. Okay.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, point it out to me every meeting, please.
Just,
Really sorry. The other thing I was gonna ask is, can you do your special tax report where it shows 100 or whatever you want to show? Who's our first, second, third, fourth, fifth contributor, how much, we're on 3 year. You've done that
We
before.
can,
Yeah, you can, you've done it.
Well,
we can do it by category, we can't do specific vendors.
Yeah, you've done it for 30 years, you can do it. Like Walmart, 650,000 this year. Like, we do it every year, we do it every month. You've done it once before, you know what I'm talking about.
I'll check in after the meeting.
You're a lawyer, trust me.
Now, I mean, we get my category reports, and we can access what any reporter does.
But I can't
For a
share
very good
it,
reason.
find my life away, it's not shared.
If I see a supermarket that's going down in sales, I want to do something to help them out. And those two supermarkets, as you know, if you just.
Well, I think the issue is that even if they have access to that information, we can't share those specifics.
They can share it with us because we've done it for about 20 years.
I don't think they can do that.
Yes, they can, go back and look at your books. We always have been told we can't share with anybody else, these guys can.
We'll check with it, I mean, we have to take a note and sign in to
Mhm.
log in to see what's there. But we'll check.
Well, we've done it for 25 years, so let's, we can't do it anymore. Tell me, I have to sit in the lieutenant governor's office and say, this is a council member, I want to see my own physical report. That makes sense. Okay, now I made my point, I'm going to take a question.
Are you talking about?
Yeah, and you have been doing this before. I know
Maybe
that.
we could code that out.
Hey, you get it.
I don't know, I have seen what he's talking about,
Yeah,
I don't think I was like it at the time. So,
I mean, that's all we can do.
okay, where are we? Keep going, Dave.
Okay, the manager's report, real quick, Officer Avery's retirement was approved by the state pension board, so we're actively recruiting to backfill one vacancy we have in the police department. We started a trial run on flexible work schedule at the city hall for administration planning this week. We started public works the first week in December, it's going to be a 9-hour workday and 1 4-hour day, so to give employees a little bit more time off to help maintain the life-work balance. The OMA, which is our Oklahoma Municipal Insurance Group, that hosts the annual Leadership Academy. We've got 3 people apply for that: the interim fire chief, Chris Brigham, deputy chief, police chief Matt Butcher, and public works assistant director Kevin Reaver. I don't know if OMA will accept all 3 in because we could kind of create an anomaly and take over things, so we'll see on that. Starting on the 29th, we have 3 sessions coming out for anti-discrimination and anti-harassment training for employees, as well as how to report. There should be annual training requirements, and we're hosting it 3 different times, so we're not disrupting the work schedule. I'll show the city now for the afternoon for training. We'll work around that. We did visit with, I mentioned about the Oklahoma Public Employee Health and Welfare Program that we're looking at. They are taking the similar single cab, but just to familiarize you, the link was in there. We talked about some of the expanded services because they are such a much larger risk pool and provide better service on the medical care side of it. And then going into alcohol addiction, opioid, tobacco, vape, fitness, wellness, diabetes, tobacco, smoking cessation, just a lot of extra things that come on that plan that were not currently available. This is a nonprofit and they're ran by the board of directors and their members, so we don't pay broker fees, we're not paying them, we get a lot better product and good cost savings for us. And just want to touch base on that. We're also meeting with American Fidelity tomorrow, looking at our health savings account, so we'll get a better service on that than PASC, which is our current provider. And we've visit with Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund. Consider switching our retirement plan to them to administer without any changes to our current plan. Again, OMRF is a nonprofit. They're not making money, no broker fees. We can probably get a better plan, but we're just considering that more likely we'll be bringing the healthcare switch to you back before the end of this year, before our renewals up. City deputies on the same plan. We've had a lot of employees reach out to them, and pretty much the main questions we're getting asked now is when we switch. Monitoring HEMSA, their future's looking pretty bleak as that moves out, and OKC is buying ambulances and hiring paramedics. They currently also serve us in Nichols Hills, Valley Brook, Arcadia, Lake Carolina. So I foresee us moving to a private service in the future. I don't think we're running our own EMS is going to be feasible for us, but we're just monitoring that. Our new website is up and running. We'll make tweaks to that as we find them, and we're very satisfied with the project that we got. Shannon has done a great job on running a lot of that, and we'll also teach you department heads how to use it, and we'll do a little exercise here on the report concern feature for you. The new online code is up and running, and went from the new website in multiple places, so every time anyone wants to look up something in the code, they can search by keyword instead of having to look through 30 PDF files on the same page. Mayor Cummings did a great job representing the village at the Northwest Chamber of their mayor's luncheon last Wednesday. They put them right in the middle of everybody, so you had to pay attention, but he brought a lot of energy and covered as much as he could about the village. All right, it's 9 minutes to 5 minutes a day long. And the Chamber Coffee Connection will be Thursday after Thanksgiving at 8 o'clock in the library. I'm working with OMAG on a sewer line rapid tool assessment. We'll have some training on that this winter. We should be able to start mapping all of our sewer lines in January. What it's done is you send one tube down the manhole, another down another. And it uses a sonar ultrasonic, something way smarter than I can understand. Our end result is not to make a GIS map of all of our lines and our manholes and sizes, but we'll get that back with good lines, bad lines, and future lines to worry about, so we can go to long-term sewer maintenance program. Geo Bond phase streets are about 99% complete. Sidewalks still running behind with the engineers on that, and Dr. Wayne School, you're looking like their construction. There's actually equipment, they're being moved there. Civic Plaza is looking more like a Civic Plaza every day. We got some trees, shrubs up. Library parking lot has been a little bit inconvenient without any lighting. By design on the original schedule, this lights would have been in before daylight savings time. It wasn't. We've been told that they were the priority for light installation, and we saw lights going up right over here. And but there's just light fixtures going up. It's not fully wired yet, so even if the fixtures and bulbs at the library, they look at. But hopefully by the end of December, everything should be and just to walking demo tour on our new website, the report of concern feature is click on that. You have a selection of choices of what you'd like to bring to our attention. Click this general concern. Here I have the choice of signing into an account, creating an account, logging in my Facebook, or guess what? I'm not missing out to tell you who I am. You can proceed as a guest to do that. It brings you up this window. You can type in the brief description of it, type in the location of it. Choose a file. If you want to upload a picture or something, you can send that to us, and then put as much or as little information as you want to give us, and we will put that back in. So a online demo of that is very, very simple. Concern. Say it's a general concern. I don't want to sign. I want to proceed as a guest. Like, they put you want in there, where it's at, upload a picture, that's simple, and so that is available, and that comes in on the city hall email address, and we'll get it to directly where it needs to be. Pending your questions, that's all I have on the manager's report, and move into department reports to your leadership.
Did you have a guest you wanted to do?
You bet, yeah, department reports.
You want to do that?
You bet, let's
Do it.
let's jump right into department reports.
Do it.
Public Works, everything was included in your packages there, do like, looks like there was a good picture over in the home feeds, we start providing pictures too. Russ just realized the fire department probably wants to do pictures. Activity on community development, we probably have the modification to the Habitat Fund going for P and Z on Monday, December 4th, when the 4 houses done 3, and that will come to you afterwards. But this time I would like to introduce our interim fire chief, Chris Breeden. There's your answer report on that as well too. Ask the interim chief to come up, get this with me and you, and provide as much of a little report as you want.
I've met all of y'all except for Melody and Jennifer earlier. We have a lot of changes going on. The fire department is handling very well. We're just moving forward and we're going to continue to provide the great responses we've always done. We've been busy. Right now, I think we're about 200 calls more than last year at this time. So it's been very busy for us. With all the changes, we're looking at promotion testing coming up. We're looking to hire a new person. Working on the approved capital outlay items, which were approved last year. Working on all those. We just got our grant. We got our grant for the aging grant from last year. We got our Mag drip system installed. It's up and running. So no more exhaust.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no more exhaust fumes in our firehouse, in our bedrooms. So that was a huge one for us.
We're tired of carrying you guys out.
The exhaust ventilation system that connects to the exhaust truck.
So we got a grant for it. So we're happy we have that. We've been doing a lot of training. We have a lot coming up. Looking at putting graphics on our command vehicles. We've never had those. So I would like to do them. So looking at having the cost of that.
What was that?
We don't have the fire department command vehicles are unmarked.
Oh, okay.
And so I think they need a little representability. So.
Absolutely. How's our, Narcan and fentanyl test?
The machine is broken right now. Water damage,
From the rain?
but from the rain, we put it right where rain comes down. But they're working on an awning and they're gonna replace that machine. It's been visited a lot. We've had to unlock it for people. They come up and knock on our door and I just have to go and lock it for them and get them the Narcan or test strips. But it is, I think it's doing what it's supposed to do.
You said there's been a lot of usage.
Yes. I think it's more popular. It keeps getting more popular and more popular. And since it's been broken, we've been told about it. So all those people would have used it without us knowing.
So you never had to work into it or anything? Just
No damage, no problems at all. Nothing weird around the fire station. I'm not concerned at all. Good.
We were concerned about that, not being covered. So,
And they're working on it on, they were supposed to be here last week, something came up, so they're gonna be, said this week.
oh, that's gonna be provided last.
Yes, we don't pay anything, they cover everything, right? I'm just approving their awning before I let it go up.
I'd like to welcome you to our group. Thank you so much for coming in. And
Thank you.
we're glad to see you. We're glad to hear about your promotion. We anticipate you'll be here every 29.
We're probably start rotating markets through here on this quarter.
Yes.
Just to get in the weeds with y'all and get some.
And how much you stay to fire outside, just fine. Yeah, let's see if we can put it out.
Well, at least it wouldn't be the worst part. I said,
Could I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Why the uptick in your call? Is it 200?
Just people calling. There's no real reason.
Like you have more runs like, for sick and.
Right, I'll break down the runs specifically at the end of the year, but it's just more calls. It's been busier.
Rescue and EMS are still the priority, but, you know, we just like, we're getting more of those and there's a trend, not just across the metro, but.
They usually don't, they answer every call. So they're usually there first. They were there first for me when I got called that, and they were first for my wife, and she didn't. So we had a little party, so okay, let's take her off. But we just had, you know, it's great having our guys there for us. It's wonderful.
There's no specific event this year. It's just every year it's been pretty consistent. We always increase our call every year.
Any questions, discussion? Yes?
Will you let us know when our kids get back?
I would.
On the gratitude, for the national gratitude, number, the entire fire department, the lady who is behind the fire department said, may I add, as the house behind the fire station, I will nominate the whole yard. That you're the only department they nominate.
Okay, ready? Keep going.
That concludes,
That is, let's start all over again. One more time, read by the facts. Okay. Here we go. Let's have, our city attorney. What comments do you have, Mr. City Attorney? Well, good job. Do the right things. Let's go to council. Melody, you have some things to like to do about comments?
I actually don't have any, thoroughly thought out, or prepared comments, but, hearing, first of all, the gentleman here, we actually, he's part of, or has been part of the Air Force Reserve unit that I was part of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we found out that.
Is he on time?
He was after me, I was already. Yeah, he put it back together. I did want to say to the visitors, or the residents that were here tonight, in reference to the thoroughfare or the easements, egress, is that the part property? During the time that I was, preparing for campaigning for this position, that was the first time I actually noticed that. I did not realize it was like that. I've lived in the village for 29 years and I kept going round and round in circles trying to get to that neighborhood from the regular neighborhood, from Penn, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find these addresses. And when I had figured out how that worked, I did not know that it was like that until. So, with the information that we are to find, hopefully we can give some good input or some relief in that matter. I will say, I have speed humps on my street for the record. It does not slow down people that don't have to replace their own tire irons and it shocks on their vehicles. The smiling truck and the brown truck and all those, they are full speed ahead. So I think the only way we're gonna probably get them to slow down is probably get our own, because during the thick of the day, you're retired hour from home, most days, and I get to see and hear them and the way that they conduct themselves. So I just wanted to at least give a little piece on that, but I am looking forward to understanding better how these things come about, because they do come about. We have historically interesting things that have been allowed to be part of our situations here in the village, and hopefully we can include some things that I'm looking to review myself. So thank you for the information.
Thank you.
I don't know if I really got anything to cover other than see the Christmas light things. Hey, Jane, thanks for starting at the deal in November. Thank you all for coming. I've worked your deal on multiple different campaigns, and I've not figured that out, period. So I agree with you. You just have to figure out how to make it work. I think that's all I got.
We do appreciate y'all, we appreciate anybody that comes in and talk, trust that. We do. And we've had a lot of people come in and lecture us, and we appreciate that too, I already know, we really appreciate that. We like to talk to our village folks, see what's going on, and hopefully we can look into all this and see if we can find some solutions. And the only thing I have to say is on the speed times, this has been kind of new, we've been doing it for a couple of years now. And it has been, first of all, the really expensive, so we'll have to put aside some money for more speed times, but I think you got to good candidates for it. You might say, okay, do something else to free us along, I've got some ideas, but in any event, we like those speed times, and most people are afraid, you know, like a speed bump. This, you can skip all over this, but it does slow you down, but it also means you're thinking. And it's just another record. You know, so they're about $5,000. And I think it's really good. Will higher inflation give us again? That's why we need those taxes in for those supermarkets. So anyway, we appreciate all that, and I don't have anything else to add. Our other parts were okay, and there's some part of the library that's kind of staying still.
Yeah, it's probably, development side, kind of like that too. I'll just wait to get all the equipment in, we can't start from here to the So, we are, if Duffner is probably progressing a little bit quicker, there's a little more concrete work that's done out there. Just waiting on material to arrive, and like I said, waiting on Christmas, we'll bring a new cold in. So our goal is to have some substantial progress by this.
Well, I've been over there several times trying to get on the bars, not there, so. That was by the way, that was my favorite, here in the Army, I was thinking, basic training, they had to do the swing and monkey bars. And I always thought, well, you're such a failure, you can't get very far. And finally I sit there and look at them one day and I go, it's all motion, you got the motion. And I finally went, okay, I'm not as bad as I thought it was, you know, like this, you know, it was great. So anyway, okay, yes, sir.
I was remembering after the last time that we brought up the speed bumps.
Yes, ma'am.
About the cost of them, that Bruce said if we ordered a certain number, the price went down.
Okay,
And that's where I think the $5,000 came
we'll look at that.
Everything we've done since we budgeted is 25% more.
from.
Yeah,
It's like 4 cents or something like
yeah, okay. Well, maybe we can figure out something, so if I can get it. We can start vice mayor down and talking, he can talk to anybody. Yeah. Well, and I would like to again publicly thank David for all that he's done for us in the first few months of his tenure here. He's come in, he's learned a whole new group of people's names, which is not easy to do. He's taken leadership on all departments, which is not easy to do, and we appreciate that. And every night he goes out in his fire reflection. We like that. He's doing a great job, okay? We don't have anything like that. That's why they have me here. They have to add a little bit to it. All right, gang, thanks for coming. Come back next time. We'll give everybody $100 bill.